And welcome again to the Gaming News Roundup. As always, my name is Amata and I'm going to bring you all the latest in gaming as of the 22nd of June 2012. A quick note before I get started on the video, I've had a couple of comments recently on some recent news video basically saying, sub to keep up the good work and all that good stuff, and I just want to give a little bit of a thank you to those people because it always is good to know that I'm doing a good job and that you guys are enjoying my content, and just it's nice to know that people are enjoying the stuff that I'm doing. I always try and make these videos and all of my videos as entertaining as possible for you guys, as well as informative, as obviously with the news that's particularly important. So yeah, I just wanted to give a little thank you. It's always good to know these things, but yeah, let's jump into the news, shall we? We have some good news and maybe some bad news for you Super Mario Bros. 2 fans out there, because we've got a release date for the UK here, but also some news about some paid DLC. The release date, before you ask, is August 17th here in the UK, and I imagine it will be around that same sort of time in the US, maybe a couple of days earlier as it tends to be. And the DLC will be developed by the team following the completion of the main game, apparently. So it's not content that they've worked on beforehand and then just decided to release at launch or just after launch as paid DLC, which is something. And apparently this DLC will include additional stages for the game's Coin Rush mode. So yeah, my opinion on this, well, it's okay. I don't know, because it's not launch DLC, which is a big pet peeve of mine when developers do that, where they've basically cut out a part of the game or taken development resources away from the main game to make DLC before launch. But once the game's launched, have at it. So it's kind of down to how much it costs and what exactly is included in the DLC as to whether or not I think this is a good idea. Do I think it might leave a bad taste in some people's mouths? Maybe, because as far as I'm aware, Mario hasn't had paid DLC before. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not that much of a Wii or Mario player personally. I mean, obviously I've played some games, of course, like the classic ones and some of the more modern ones, but I don't really know 100% if there hasn't been any paid DLC. All I know is I haven't heard about any. So it might leave a bad taste in some people's mouths, but it doesn't seem too offensive, seeing as that the content apparently is going to be worked on after the game is released. So yeah, at least you guys have a release date there. That's always good to know. It's not actually that long until the game comes out, so yeah, I'm sure that will be quite some good news for you guys who are really looking forward to this game. And I'll probably check it out at some point. Super Mario Bros. 2, I mean, has to be done really. I also have a little bit of Pokemon news for you guys, seeing as that now we have a confirmation that Black and White 2 will arrive this fall in North America. There's no specific date, but we have a rough time frame of when it's going to arrive in the US, and probably similar time in the UK as well, as the US is usually a few days early, maybe a couple of weeks early sometimes, and then the UK will follow slightly behind that. So we've got a release date there, and also there's 2 new Pokemon games are available on the eShop also this fall for the 3DS. As you might have already heard, Pokemon Dream Radar is supposedly an augmented reality game where players can search and capture Pokemon to transfer to their Black and White 2 save file. And there's also Pokédex 3D Pro, which is an interactive database that has information on every Pokemon. It tells you how they evolve, how they stack up in battle, etc. And there's also a new teaser trailer release if anyone wants to go check that out. Now, I will be definitely having a look at one of these versions. Not really sure whether I'll go with black or white. Might go with black just because the cover art looks much cooler in my opinion. Well, I'll definitely be checking out. I mean, I'm quite a big Pokemon fan, have been since I was younger. I mean, a little bit behind. I still haven't finished my playthrough of Black, but I'll get through it at some point. You can't really fully complete a Pokemon game really anyway, because there's literally so much to do, but I haven't finished the main storyline of Black, is what I mean. So I'll definitely be checking that out, and it pleases me to know that actually it's not going to be that long of a wait to get this version, but it also gives me a little bit of time to actually finish the game, so it definitely pleases me on that front. Some of you may have heard about the 56-page document which outlined Microsoft's supposed next generation plans, and you might have even seen the video that I did about it on this very channel. If not, I'd say go check it out because it pretty much says all the information you need to know about the document that I'm talking about. But a recent source has told CVG that the master plan is not a fake, and this is apparently a well-placed studio source, although they do not say who. Now, basically said it's genuine, but not be totally reliable. Now, you might wonder, well, how can those two things coexist? It's either reliable or it's not. It's either real or it's not. Well, it is genuine, as in it is a genuine document from Microsoft, but apparently it's a little old. And also, what they've said is a lot of what you can see ties with design docs and other studios working with Microsoft. Some of the hardware specs are odd, completely not what we're looking at, and there are other things in there that I haven't heard about. So yeah, I think the design documents maybe were just a little bit outdated and possibly modified, but outdated seems more likely to me. But it's good to know that the document is mostly reliable, because there was a lot of interesting information in there about the Xbox 720 and what we can expect. Interestingly, you know, there was the whole dual Kinect sensors and the supposedly groundbreaking Kinect glasses and the plans for the 720 to be a unified media hub that records TV as games are being played and basically acts as the only thing you need in your living room to record TV, play games and all of that good stuff. So it's good to know that most of the information in that document can be trusted as reliable, but you know, not all of it is reliable. Some of it may be outdated or something like that. You know, from what the source is saying, it sounds like it might be outdated, or this is an older version that they made before they started giving the details out to developers or something. So a lot of the information there was genuine. I mean, the document was genuine. It's just some of the facts there have changed or have been scrapped entirely, or you know, whatever. So I thought you guys might be interested in hearing about that. Obviously, we're all really psyched to see what's going to be happening with the next generation. I mean, I'm sure we're all happy just to know that the next generation is on its way, considering how long this current generation has been going on for. You know, it's been a nice long console generation, and that's been good, obviously, but it's also been holding back just gaming in general, with developers not being able to go as all out as they want and having to use fairly, a variety of tricks in order to get their shiny games to run on, you know, what is basically outdated software by this point. So I'm just happy to know that we can basically mostly trust this document. Anyway guys, that's me done for this particular news roundup. I really hope you've enjoyed the video, and as always, feel free to hit me with any comments you have on anything here I've discussed, and any news you feel that's going on inside the community on your end, or whatever that you feel is important for people to know about. Anything you want me to discuss in these new videos, or just suggestions in general, are always welcome. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Give us a like and all that good stuff if you're feeling nice, and see you again soon.